Okay, so I'm gonna try to make a buddy tier list since we have had this patch for quite a while, and at this point the nerfs are coming, in my opinion. So before that, I wanna explain my thoughts about the buddies and see if they will match with the balance patch that is gonna come once it's out. So for this tier list, I'm using these criteria. Delete the buddy. These are buddies that I think are so broken combined with the hero that should just be removed from the game until the buddy patch is over or should be completely reworked. And then there are the nerf 1 tier up. So basically, if the buddy is a tier 2, I would like them to make them tier 3. Or if it's a tier 3, I would like it to be a tier 4. So on and so forth. Then balance are the buddies that I think are completely balanced and actually good in the meta and playable. And then the buff 1 tier down are buddies that I think should be on a lower tavern tier. And then the unplayable ones are the ones that are unplayable and they should just rework them or do something about it. So let's get to it. I want to start with a bunch of heroes that will nerf 1 tier up. And these are all heroes that have tier 2 or tier 3 buddy combined with an insane early game tempo hero power, which basically allows them to just win all the fights in the early game, spikes their buddy super early, get the extra tempo push, and basically just that tempo will snowball so much that it will carry them through the whole early game and mid game, and therefore these heroes are completely dominating every lobby at the moment and oppressing the meta, turning it into a tempo storm. So let me address all of this at once. So who do we have? We have Brukan, the biggest offender. And then like it's basically tempo hero powers into tempo buddies. It's just a deadly combination. I'm not so sure about George, but probably. Illidan. Actually, I don't know. I think George is fine. But if you nerf all of the others, George is gonna be busted. So yeah, George has to be there. And then Milaus. They already nerfed Maleficent, so I will put her in the balance category. Like this was a tier 3 buddy, and I would have put it here, but they already addressed it. And now I think it's in a fine spot. Dude, where are all the others? Avish, Curador, they're all at the bottom. Lich King. And Cyrilla. And I think this should be it for those, like these heroes. Like you will notice that you see these heroes in every lobby, and that's because they have so much tempo that it's so hard to not get top 4 with these heroes. And once so many of them are in the lobby, it's gonna just become a tempo fiesta. Nobody will have time to scale, and then these heroes actually end up winning lobbies because just everyone dies before they can scale. So you will win with your mech comps or your beast comps just because you have enough tempo and value. That being said, I don't hate them. Like I actually like this meta. I like that the meta is faster compared to before when it was super slow and super super poison oriented. But I think in the long run it's just gonna become too toxic because a lot of slow heroes are basically unplayable because of this. So I think they should look into them. All right. Now let's go gradually. We have AFK, completely unplayable. I don't think we need to discuss this. The buddy doesn't do anything and the hero power is underwhelming. Alex is balanced in my opinion. They actually buffed up the hero power. So if you manage to reach tier 6, he has a really high chance to give you Malygos. I think it's actually 24%. Because that's what people told me at least. So yeah, Alex is a really, really strong hero, but right now it's kept in check by all these hyper tempo heroes that will just kill her before she can even get online. Alakir, another one that I think is completely balanced. Aranna, it's unplayable at the moment because the hero is not that good, but if they nerf these guys, she might be playable. Rafam seems totally balanced. It gives you a lot of value, but it like the body doesn't fix Rafam's problem, which is that like you're not the most consistent hero at getting triples, and also like Rafam used to be really good during the Avenge meta, but now that people are not playing Avenge anymore, he's a little bit weaker because you are not getting triples as easily anymore because people buy different minions rather than everyone buying all the Avenge stuff all the time. So all in all, I think Rafam is just balanced right now. It's a strong hero, but it's not oppressively consistent. And sometimes you can just whiff and top 8. So there is a risk involved. Then Eudora. I think Eudora is balanced. Like she's slightly below average, but then again, it's because she doesn't have a hero power that gives her tempo in the early game. So she just gets steamrolled and pushed out of the lobby by these heroes right here. Like these heroes are defining the meta right now. Hook task totally balanced. Like the hero power is still nuts. You have a ton of tempo, but then the body just gives her consistency. It doesn't give her tempo. That's why she's not as insane and oppressive as these ones. But she's totally fine and really good. One of the best heroes in the game. But I think she's fine. All in all. Ariel. I think Ariel is slightly below average, but I will put her in the unplayable category. I think the bud is actually fine if you want to play max. And then we have Shambhala, which is not in the game at the moment, so I'm not gonna talk about it. Cookie. I don't know, like I would say right now Cookie is balanced, but if they nerf all of this, then he is also gonna be a problem. So I'm gonna put him in the nerf 1 tier up category. I'm not sure about this one though. Like right now, he is not a problem at all, but if they will nerf all of these guys, then he will be a problem for sure. That's why I put him there. And in Murloc's lobbies is super good because you can just poison your body and then you can keep it forever and you have insane value. But in non-Murloc lobbies, it feels okay. Cthulhu. I think Cthulhu is just balanced and unplayable at the same time. I'll put him in the balanced category though, because I think at lower ranks is actually really good. Like really, really good. Daryl, balanced. Blackthorn, I think it's balanced. I think Deathwing is unplayable. Some people like it, I don't like it. Ran, I would say it's balanced. Like the body is good, but like what can you do about it? The hero is just super good, so even if you delete the body, the hero is still gonna be good. But right now it's not super strong because these heroes are just kinda pushing him into top 8 sometimes. I've seen some brand top 8s in my lobbies. I haven't top 8 too much with it, but I don't know. I think it's fine. Director. I mean, this one is a tough one. Because the hero power is unplayable in my opinion. But the body is balanced. Like if you make the body tier 2, is it too good? I don't know, maybe it's fine. I'm gonna say buff him up. Tier 2 body for him. Because like, sure, you get a lot of attack, but if you don't have stats, you're just gonna die to any kind of juggler or poison comp. And also, you don't really have any hero power in the early game, so you just die. But then again, it might be fine. I would like to see him buffed. See the new hero get played, because once they remove the bodies, this hero is gonna be total garbage, unplayable for sure. And right now it's on the edge, so I wouldn't mind if they buff him up. He's just a mech hero. Edwin, I would like them to buff him. Like, I think the Edwin body is not that good. And if it was a tier 2, then it would be playable. Right now, Edwin is completely unplayable. So, I'm gonna say buff him. And then Elise, another one that I would like to see buffed. I think having a tier 3 body for a hero that doesn't have any tempo, hero power, and also the body then triggers on the following turn is just way too slow. Like, the body doesn't do anything the turn you get it. You need to wait a turn. So I would like to see this on tier 2. Give Elise some time to shine before they remove the bodies. Omu, I don't know about Omu. Right now he's underwhelming, but if they nerf these guys, then he's gonna be stronger. I haven't played Omu that much because, in my opinion, he's really bad. Like, the body's really bad, and I don't think he fits the meta. But I've seen him do well in my lobbies, so I don't know. But I think if you make him a tier 3 body, it's just too good, so I'm gonna say it's balanced. Flurgle is pretty balanced. Gallywix is fine. Eagle is fine. Greybo is very fine. I'm having a lot of success with Greybo. Gaff is unplayable. Toki is totally fine. I think Toki can actually be really good sometimes. Like, you play a new curve with Toki, you kinda play the basic curve, and then on 8 gold you go level up hero power, and if you actually hit the Bran, the next turn you just get 2 6-drops, which is crazy. Because usually you get your body on 9 gold, turn 7. So I think Toki is fine. She's really inconsistent, but she's a fun hero and can win lobbies if you high roll. Then, yeah, Janice is fine. The hero is nuts. The body's not so good, so whatever. Right now, once again, she gets a little bit oppressed by these guys. But she's still pretty good. This guy is not in the game, so I'm not gonna talk about it. Mukla, I would say he's average. He's really good. Like, a lot of people think he's good. And I've played him only once, but I won the lobby, so... And I've seen him do really fine in my lobbies. But then again, like, sure, you get your body really early, kind of like these guys, but then the body doesn't really give you too much extra tempo. It gives you a lot of value, which is good. But I think if they will make Mukla tier 3 body, maybe it will be too weak. I don't know. But Mukla is on the edge. It's really good. And then this guy, I haven't played him, but I think he's balanced. Like, I think the body is fine and the hero is okay. Lich Buzz. I'm gonna put her in the delete category. I'm not a fan of these toxic tier 1 strategies, especially when Beast and Murlocs are out. It can be really annoying and frustrating to play against for a lot of players. Personally, I don't have too many issues with them, because if I find myself in a top 2 situation against them, like, I can still try to scam them with some poison and stuff. But it's really annoying to face them in the early game and in the mid game, and you cannot win the fight, and then you keep taking cheap damage until you die. So, not a fan of this toxic strategy, so I'm gonna put it in the delete category. Oh boy. Wait. Barov. Easily deletable. Delete the body. If you delete the body, this hero is totally playable. With the body, in my opinion, the most broken hero of the patch. Not a fan. Like, when you face this guy and it's like turn 6 or 7, you know for sure that he's gonna be 2 turns ahead of you, and like, it just feels hopeless. You're like, how can I beat this guy? He has 20 gold over me in the early game. Like, how am I supposed to compete? So, yeah, super toxic body. Like, you hate to play it, you hate to play against, because if you lose your bets, then your body doesn't do anything. Toxic design, terrible, I hate this, just delete it. And then Jaraxxus, I'm gonna put him in the balance category, because if you make it a tier 2 body, I feel like the hero might be too strong, especially since the body is actually bugged at the moment, and once you reach the golden version, it's always gonna give you pairs of the same demon. I don't know if that's intended, but I assume it's a bug. So, I don't know, I would say it's balanced, especially because Jaraxxus is really strong at lower levels, so if you buff him, he's gonna be the next Maleficent and people are gonna hate it. Maeve, another balanced hero. Right now, I would say Maeve is actually a bad hero, because all these boys are just gonna kill you before you even get your triples. But if the meta slow down, she's gonna be really strong. Malygos, another nerfable hero. Would Mali be fine if you make it a tier 4 buddy? I think so, right? Or would he still be too strong? I'm actually not sure. Like, this one is close. Because, like, right now, if Malygos gets the buddy on turn 6, basically every time, because it has really good early game. I've even seen Malygos get the buddy on turn 5, which is mind-blowing, but they actually do it. But, like, facing a 6-drop on turn 6 is really toxic, because they get the buddy, they just level, roll on tier 4, get a 6-drop, and then sell something and buy it. If you make it 1 tier higher, I don't know if that's gonna be a good enough nerf, but I think it's a good start. Like, how I will nerf it is make the first part of the body just double your first hero power. And then once the body is golden, it increases tavern tier for both hero powers. I think that's how I will balance it. So basically, when you get the first body, you use the hero power, you get 1 tier higher, and then if you don't like the minion, you can re-roll it instead of evolving it twice. Like, evolving twice is super toxic. So yeah, I will change the body. But I will put him in the tier 1 tier up category. But I think changing the body itself would actually be a healthier change. Because then you would actually need to be either on tier 6 to... either on tier 5 to get tier 6 minions, or you will need to, like, buy a 5-drop and then the next turn you evolve it again. So, I don't know. I would like to see this change in this way. Panda, totally balanced. I don't know, I've seen some people rate this pretty low, but I've having huge success with him. Like, I hated Panda in the last patch because the meta was too focused on Avenge, and Panda wasn't really the greatest hero to achieve that. But right now that you can basically play any comp, I actually love Panda. Like, it gives you decent tempo and value in the early game, and then you can spike some crazy shenanigans in the late game, like George, Sneeds, Ice Block, you can get Reno. It's a lot of fun. I've been loving it this patch. And then the cat, once again, I think it's totally balanced and gets just oppressed by these guys. Because even though he has a really strong body, like, he doesn't have a hero power in the early game to compensate for that. Mutanus, another balanced one. Like, as you can see, I think most heroes are actually balanced. Nodes, I think it's fine. Would I like him on tier 2 though? Not sure, because this body is actually a house. I think it's totally fine. It's a little bit slow as if right now, but if you make it a tier 2 body, it's gonna be oppressive. Too many stats for cheap. Although, once again, in the early game, you don't really roll that much. But yeah, I think it will be too toxic. Because basically, I don't know if you guys have played this hero, but the Chromie itself, like, it counts your first shop as your first roll. So if you will get Chromie as a tier 2 body, even if you don't roll, you will get +1/+1 on any minion, which will be too strong. So I like it as it is right now. I think it's fine. And then Fish, I think this is also fine. You don't care that it's a tier 4 body, or the first body at least, because it takes quite a while to find a good Death Rattle to hero power. So you want to be at least on tier 4 when you get your body. Although making it like tier 3 would make it better for when you get your second part of your hero power, but I think Fish is fine. I think it would be way too toxic if it was tier 3. Like, way too toxic, so much tempo. Starfang. This is a bold one, but I think they could buff him to tier 3. Then Patches is fine. Patchwork? I wouldn't mind if it was a tier 2 body. Will they be too strong? Probably yes. Let's keep him as it is. Pyramid is unplayable. Actually, yeah, I should put this in the unplayable category. I don't think it's unplayable, I think it's fine. Wintog, another deletable hero. Once again, it enables for Reddit and Sleeper tier 1 strategies. Same thing with Lich Buzz. And it's actually super consistent, and I've seen people win lobbies with it at high levels, so yeah, just get rid of this. We don't want boring strategies, we want this game to be skill rewarding. Ragnaros, totally balanced. Like, this hero is actually good right now, because even though it's super slow, if you can get online, like, you're gonna scale to the moon. Like, your hero power plus the body alone is already massive scaling, and then if you find any other synergies, it just gets really, really good. I like Rag right now. I think it's in a good spot. Ragnaros, I think it's unplayable. But if they buff him, I think it will be toxic. Because it's also random, like it's so bad. Reno is balanced. Cubs is balanced. Shudder is balanced. This hero is not in the game, Mr. Silas. Sindragosa, I would like it to be on tier 2. Tier 2 body. I think then Cindy will be really good. It would actually be playable. Right now she's unplayable. So why not buff her? And then Finley is fine. Krag is fine. Sneeds. Personally, I think he's unplayable. That being said, I lost to him in a 1v1. But the opponent got really lucky, so I don't know. Amzin is unplayable for sure. Tess is okay. We don't care about Tess. She was insane last meta, so... And she's always fine in tournaments. Secret Guy, it's fine. It's actually a very fun buddy as well. I suggest you to try it out when Beasts are in, so you can do some shenanigans with Reborn Maexnas and Makos, and you taunt your Maexnas, and then you splitting image it, and then you reborn it, and so on and so forth. You get poison forever. Rat King, I think Rat King is fine, especially if you stay on tier 1. Like, you can get a lot of free rolls. Like, if you play Shiny with this guy, you can get a lot of rolls on tier 1, and we all know that every roll on tier 1 is the nuts. That being said, you don't really have a hero power for the rest of the game, so... But I think this hero is playable, all in all. And then Ticketus. I'll say Ticketus is fine. Gallywix, delete the body. This hero is so good already that it doesn't make sense for him to have such a body. I think even if you make it a tier 4, it will just be too good. So give Gallywix the Jandis treatment. I don't know, give him a body that's like a 1/1 that says get +1/+1 for every coin you spend this turn. It will be still really strong, but at least people could poison it. Like right now, Gallywix is putting stats onto Cleave, onto Divine Shields. It's just insane. Like, you make a big Mackerel, you make a big Cleave, it's way too good. Vendor is fine. I think if you make the Vendor body a tier 2, it will just be way too oppressive. Because early health, it's really good in the game. Once you get to the late mid game and late game, it gets worse. But like, this is a really good body for early game tempo. And then Sedge, but Vol'jin belongs in the delete the body. Like, I don't know about other people, but I've played this hero 6 times and I got first place 6 times and it was not even close. Like, the hero is completely broken. Because like, this hero is one of the best late game hero powers. Like, you can swap and fix your board however you like. And now with the body, it just gets infinite attack for free. So you make a full board of poisonous mechs, and that's just unhealthy. Like, sometimes you even ghoul him and you don't even win. Like, if he also gets some stats on top of it, it's just way too insane. you get the same comp every game for basically no money. Like, you just need to find one Chroma Wing, and then you need to roll into your Divine Shields. It's bonkers, way too strong. That being said though, I always make sure to play him whenever beasts are out. I only played him once when beasts were in and nobody played Mama Bear comp, so it was fine. I think the only way to consistently counter him is if you are playing a Mama Bear comp and Vol'jin doesn't have a cleave. Other than that, the hero is just completely unstoppable and insane. And you should just abuse him before they nerf him. But that being said, if you make the body tier 4, the hero is still gonna be insane. Yeah, this hero is just way too good. And then Mr. Yogi Boy is balanced. Ysera, balanced. I've actually seen more Ysera now that Terragosa got nerfed compared to before, which is actually crazy. And Nisharj is balanced, and Zephrys is also balanced. So there you go. These are my thoughts on the state of the game right now. There are what? 4, 8, 9 unplayable heroes. I guess these are also unplayable if you don't buff them up, but actually this is barely playable, so it's fine. And also Syndragosa says it's okay right now. But if you buff them up, they might be top tier, so that's why I would like to see these buffs. All this huge chunk of heroes are actually balanced, so as you can see, overall the patch is balanced, right? Maybe 50% of it is balanced, something like that. Now over 50% is balanced. So I think the devs actually did a pretty good job at balancing this patch. Really good patch. And yeah, like out of the nerf 1 tier up, like most of them were so obvious, I just did them all at once. Like, it's so obvious that this is a problem right now. Like, tempo hero powers into tempo bodies. It's just such a toxic combination. George doesn't fall into the category, but if you slow down the tempo of the game, I think George will just be too strong. So I rate him just as good as Ragnaros, but his body's on tier 3, so right now George is kinda insane. And the fact that they put Draconid Enforcer on tier 3 is just pushes George over the top, in my opinion. Way too strong. Like, if you're struggling, you can even just stay on tier 3 and play the game there, and you will be fine. The only tier 4 card you need is Shaker, Ground Shaker, whatever it's called. So yeah. And 5 heroes that I would like to see deleted. So yeah. All in all, fun patch. Hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am, and looking forward for the changes. And see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to leave a follow and a like. Bye bye.